So these right here are the all-new Bose QuietComfort Ultras, which are said to replace the Bose 700s, and these things are absolutely amazing. Let's talk about them. So Bose seems to have pioneered the active noise cancellation that we see in pretty much every single headphone now, whether it's an in-ear headphone or an over-ear headphone or anything in between. And like I said, Bose is one of the first players to actually do that at the consumer level, and they've come out with their brand new QuietComfort Ultra headphones, which, as I mentioned earlier, are completely replacing the Bose 700s. So I want to start off with the build quality because obviously they've been doing this for probably the longest out of any main headphone manufacturer, or at least any consumer level manufacturer. So from a build quality perspective, they know exactly what they're doing. They're super sturdy, but at the same time, extremely light and also malleable wherever you need them to be, so they can extend to fit pretty much any size head or be tight enough to fit any size head as well, and vice versa. The actual cushion on the headrest itself is extremely comfortable, and I was going through about 4 to 5 hour listening sessions, and you kind of completely forget that they're there, which is one of the more magical things about these headphones. Now, I usually just use in-ear headphones because they're a little bit more convenient, they're easier to carry around, but if over-ear headphones were this light moving forward, then it'd be a completely different story because, as I mentioned, you kind of forget that they're on your ear, especially when you're listening to them and you have noise cancellation on, which we'll get into in a little bit. The ear cups are also extremely soft, and again, they don't get warm after a while. Like, I've taken this on a run, I've taken this while walking, I've listened to them in 3-4 hour sessions sitting at my laptop or my computer, and again, the ear cups don't get warm at all, and that's something that I have noticed with previous over-ear headphones in the past. Now, I haven't actually gotten the chance to take it on a flight quite yet, but I know that even for those longer flights, which I do plan on taking, these are going to be more than enough for a comfort standpoint. And now they do fold up nicely to go into a carrying case, which is one of the things that I absolutely love, and something that the AirPods Max, for instance, still don't do. Now, the carrying case does come with the Bose headphones themselves, of course. It also comes with a 2.5mm headphone jack that goes into the actual headphones themselves, and it folds into a nice compact package. And of course, you get a USB-C cable for charging. But that leads me into the I/O that you get on this thing. You get one USB-C port, which again is awesome now because with iPhone 15 Pro Maxes and everything that we do have, it's now USB-C all things. So one cable to charge these headphones and charge everything else with me. It does, like I said, have that 2.5mm headphone jack, and then you have a bunch of microphones on the outside, but then from a button standpoint, you get two main buttons, which is your pairing button, as well as your shortcut button, which does your play pause, your answer phone calls, your switching between ambient listening modes, and finally, they decided to go with a capacitive touch slider to actually increase or decrease the volume, which for the most part, I'm not a big fan of capacitive buttons. I usually think it's like you're trying to do the best of both worlds, but ends up being kind of negative. But they've implemented this very well. It's extremely responsive, but not so much so that you accidentally press it when holding onto the headphones. And it's pretty much only used for sliding up and down the volume, but I absolutely love the implementation that they decided to go with on the QC Ultras this year. So from a build quality and comfort situation, it works great. It gets exactly what you need. You can listen to this for hours on end, listen to it for only a couple minutes if you need to. It does give you about 24 hours of battery life with no ambient modes turned on, and then it gives you 18 hours with things like spatial audio and immersive audio, which we'll touch on in a little bit. And it fully charges via USB-C with just 3 hours of charge time. So now let's get into the listening portion. And again, kind of reviewing headphones like this is kind of hard to portray over a camera, over a screen, because it's very difficult for me to actually show you what it sounds like. But from a sound quality standpoint, it is absolutely amazing. Everything is crystal clear. It has both low end and high end, which is great to see. So acoustic music sounds extremely well, but then also you can get a little bassy if you need, with some music that actually thumps and that's what you want to get into. Maybe you're listening to it before you play a game and you want to get amped up, and you are able to actually increase that in the EQ inside of the Bose app itself. So I think that's a great implementation as well. It gives you the entire gamut. If you just want to listen to a podcast, the voices are very clear. There's no distortion at the high levels. It's very kind of pleasing to listen to, for lack of a better term. And then again, if you're listening to something a little bit quieter, you can hear and listen to every single note and every single instrument that's being portrayed through that music. And then also, like I mentioned, if you're listening to R&B or hip hop or something that's a little bit more bassy, it gives you everything that you would need from that standpoint as well. So for the most part, it fit all the music types that I personally listen to, which I love to see. And the microphone sounds extremely well as well. So if you guys want to listen to that, here's a live clip of what the microphone sounds like on these Bose QC Ultras. This is the microphone test coming out of the new Bose QC Ultra. Let me know what you guys think. It's amazing how good the noise cancellation is in this stuff. Absolutely unreal. But now the new big kind of improvement to these Bose QC Ultras is the immersive audio. So they're taking spatial audio and kind of upgrading it a little bit. And what they were able to do was give you this kind of, I guess the tagline that they're using is the most realistic form of audio that you can have, because it makes you feel like you are just in front of a stage. It makes you feel like you're in front of a stage when you have active noise cancellation on and this immersive audio. It feels like you're at a concert, it feels like they're right in front of you or to the left and right of you, because there are different positions you can have. Obviously, you can have it turned off, and this is all controlled through the Bose application, which is something that is a must to actually use this thing. So you can have it completely turned off so you don't actually mess with the actual immersive audio. You can actually turn it onto a fixed position, which makes you feel like the actual stage is in a fixed spot. So if you move your head left and right, the audio will move correspondingly. So if I move my head to the right and the audio is coming from the right hand side, the left ear cup will be a little quieter than the right ear cup. But then you have the full immersion, so the spatial audio, where basically you can move around and the music follows you wherever you go, which is my favorite mode of listening, especially when you're walking around, because it's kind of surreal to think that a stage is sort of following you as you're moving around in real world. So in my experience, that immersive audio does exactly what it's intended to do, right? It's supposed to give you a different feeling of audio overall. Yes, you can have an active noise cancellation and get some real crisp audio, but the immersive audio just brings it to another level. It opens up where the audio is coming from. It's almost as if, like, instead of the audio going directly to your ear, it's going kind of around your head and then into your ear. And that's kind of how I would describe it, and it's a little bit more airy, but in a good way, if that's something that you kind of envision in your head while kind of listening to this review, because again, it's tough for me to really portray what that's like. But overall, I love what Bose is doing from a sound quality perspective. And then obviously you get everything that Bose is known for, right? You get the normal active noise cancellation, you get the awareness mode, which again is second to none. People are always saying that the AirPods Pro 2 have probably the best sort of transparency mode, but these go right up against it, especially compared to the AirPods Max, in my opinion. It's not a conversation boost, so it's not going to make things louder around you that you need to hear, but everything around you is extremely clear, which I love to see. And then the active noise cancellation has 10 different levels of how much active noise cancellation you want. But again, these are second to none. You literally put it on and everything just shuts off. I've had it next to a dishwasher. I've had it in the subway. I've had it when the laundry machine is on, and all that noise distortion just goes away, and all you're listening to is the music or the podcast that you want to listen to. So kudos to Bose for putting this out. I think it's a great upgrade. If you had the Bose 700s before, I don't know if you should jump right away to get these. But again, the immersive audio, if you get a chance to demo that out, it is a game changer. And maybe that reason is a reason alone to go from the Bose 700s to the QC Ultras. But that is my 2 cents. Again, I'm not a huge audiophile. I listen to kind of hip hop, R&B music. I'm not really listening to a bunch of other genres for that sake, but I did give it a go with a bunch of different ones just to see what it sounded like and if I would personally enjoy it. I normally mess with the EQ to go a little bit higher on the bass, go mid with the treble, and then the mids kind of stay at 0, but that's just my preferred method, and you can customize to whatever you want. But that's going to do it for this video, everybody. If you did enjoy it, leave a little comment down below, and leave a dolphin in the comments down below as well, so I know you made it to the end. Let me know what you think about this Bose QC Ultra. It's something that you would be interested in getting. Do you guys use over-ear headphones? Do you guys use headphones like this at all? Or do you kind of just stick with the AirPods and the AirPods Max of whatever Apple offers? These will retail for $420 or $419.99, I believe it is. So they're definitely not cheap, but they are pretty much the highest level of consumer premium that you can get, aside from the AirPods Max. But the AirPods Max are still $550, and I don't think that they're $130 better, if at all. I actually think the Bose give the AirPods Max a run for their money. But that's gonna do it, everybody. If you want to watch some more iOS, iPadOS, or macOS videos, click on one of these right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando. I'm out of here, everybody. Peace.